chat. Nah, chill. Up. Alright, I'm gonna be me. Got my kimono on. I'm ready. So what's up? And my bonnet. Alright, chat. What's up? I decided to record late because I got a lot going on. I got a lot coming up. So if you want to record, no, I am going to record still whilst I have a lot going on. Pause. No, let's get to the nitty gritty of it. We're still reacting to, we are family. We're still reacting to Casual Geographic because y'all like the other one and y'all really like the other one. And I appreciated that you guys liked it. Like, I got so much views from that. And a lot of subscribers. Like, I appreciated it from y'all. Keep on liking and keep on subscribing. So, this time I'm going to continue the trend by why this might be the most dangerous job on earth by Casual Geographic. Let me just stop here. Honestly, just get to it. Like, what's the point? Like, we got Harambe on there.
So there's a lot of talk about man versus bear. Would you choose the man? Would you choose the bear? How about we talk about that time women chose gorillas? This is Shabani. Shabani is a 27-year-old living in the Hiyashiyama Zoo in Nagoya, Japan, where his face card went viral and caused a direct increase in the number of female visitors. Call him George the way he had these women curious.
Why is his face so close to the camera though?
Compared him to. Oh, and if you couldn't tell, Shabani's also a 400+ pound primate with a perpetual pump. Not only that, he's a loyal husband with 2 wives and children. That's a family man being lusted after. Some of the words used to describe him were punky, heartthrob, metrosexual, spornosexual. I didn't even know what that meant. One article even asked, quote, would you go for a romp in the jungle with Shabani? Huh? A sinful liaison, that's harambe. Had women hot and bothered, that's femme flambe. Call him Susan B. Anthony the way he had women showing up to the poll. Just kidding. Real ones know gorillas ain't packing anything but a room. But yeah, Shabani's looks transcended the laws of nature. And if I had a nickel for every time a woman's feelings towards a gorilla made headlines,
me personally, I don't have a right reaction for Harambe over here because, like, yo, when it comes to primates, I don't know that much because they work in the community. Me personally, I'll be like, I'm a more loner type of guy. I don't resonate with these insults. So I'm just yapping somewhere. It's just me.
I'd have 2 nickels, which is too many more than I should have. One woman was a frequent visitor at the De Blijdorp Zoo in the Netherlands, and her favorite was a silverback named Paquito.
Well, why wouldn't it be?
4 times a week, she'd find him, make direct eye contact, and smile. I'm not even gonna
Why would you
explain how
do
much
that?
of a gorilla middle finger that is. Keepers tried to warn her, but she didn't listen. Her and Paquito, they had a connection.
Of course, because she's white.
They connected all right. One day she smiled again and called him
yo, no you didn't.
Paquito broke out and would proceed to put the beats on her like Afro music. And he jumped over a water-filled ditch to do it. Gorillas hate water.
Of
Paquito
course.
was fed up. He was calmly escorted back home where he
Of
lived
course,
well
like
for
that.
another
That's like the
16
main majority of us. That's like their weakness. That's this water in general is like a primate's weakness. I don't know why they hate taking a shower. They hate getting in the water. Like, they're super affected by water. They can't swim. They can run. They can't swim. Man.
years until he passed away in April of 2023. His get back on his biggest fan /op was immortalized as a word of the year. And the woman, who I originally felt bad for, apparently didn't get hit hard enough. So if y'all don't know, my first aspiration in life was to be a zookeeper. I even had a state-of-the-art custom virtual simulator to prepare. Yeah, that dream flatlined pretty quick. For reasons. But this video is going to be about probably what my life would look like as a zookeeper. The weird stories,
I ain't
the dirty
surviving
secrets,
that. Oh my gosh, why?
Probably know nothing.
Oh, I just let it rip on her real quick. Didn't even care about her freaking kids at all. Damn. That's why I cannot work in a zoo. I can't.
About like, what is the most dangerous animal?
Are you dumb?
Like, actually, the answer just might surprise you. Actually, probably not.
Don't.
Free USA has a database where you can look up incidents involving exotic animals in America, and if you search up animal attacks by any species in any state in an AZA accredited zoo, you'll see that the #1 culprit are big cats. Because out of 101 recorded injuries, they caused 46 or 38%. Elephants were second at just over 17%, but if Bikito proved anything, it's that a lot of them had it covered.
I saw that.
Probably why primates earned bronze in brutality at 14%. Reptiles like Komodo dragons and bears like pandas.
Yo, chat, I gotta say something real quick. Yo, today, I caught the meanest I caught the meanest acid reflex. Somebody in the chat gotta tell me that hurt. Gotta tell me the meanest experience, because that hurt. That hurt deep. I barely had it. I never had it before, and now it hurt. It came from right here to all the way here. And somebody gotta tell me how it normally goes, bro. Like, I know this is not part of the video, but this is like, child. And it had me standing up on my bed like I was about.
Got just over 4% each. 9% were marine attacks by animals like orcas, dolphins, and stingrays, and the remaining 13% were just other. Other being something like a kid falling into a rhino enclosure or a woman climbing into a giraffe pen and nearly getting kicked off the
got the backhand
Now,
already.
take it with a grain of salt, because I thought for sure zebras would be up there, but they weren't even
dragging him.
And I know for a fact at least a couple should, but these are attacks.
Dragging him to the shadow room.
I want to know what zooby's most likely to put a halo on my head. Well, in the same database, if you looked at every time a person got put on the shirt at a zoo, accredited or not, big cats did it over 40% of the time.
Yep.
Elephants had a hair under 30, and surprisingly, bears barely even scratched at less than 9%.
Yeah, because they don't kill as
If you
much.
look at non-accredited zoos, the big cat number grows to 47%, with bears and elephants at 16 apiece. And lastly, in accredited zoos, elephants actually took the lead at 47%. Big cats were the suspect 33% of the time, and bears weren't even on the board. So if you're a zoo
because you're not known for eating like that.
If there's any animal that erases you, it's gonna be an elephant. And if the zoo suspect, best believe
no. Yo, fam, bro. His head is stuck in the elephant's freaking booty cheeks like that. Yo. Humans, why are we the way that we are? Why? Why we gotta be like this? We gotta be smart but dumb at the same time. Like, why? There's no gray area.
But also remember, if it does happen, it'll probably be your fault or your coworkers. Now, if you work at a zoo
that's why Simba
eventually
got you.
Some animals gonna escape, whether it's a minor inconvenience like a bunch of meerkats or a code red dead to rights and murk on site. It's gonna
why?
happen, and the best reaction is pro-action. So some zoos do escaped animal drills, but instead of actual
Caught me
animals,
lacking like that, I am not surviving.
Yeah. One
I don't even like
let
heights in
workers
general.
cosplaying as an animal taking a cue from Madagascar and breaking out. Thank God, because I'm not even going to tell you what I thought this was. What the heck? But it's a pretty harmless way to remind everyone what to do when an animal gets out. That being said, this would be a tragic time to not be sober at the zoo. But what animal's the most likely to escape? In my non-professional online opinion, there's two. If you want to test how good a spot is at keeping the animal in, you should probably hire the man of the forest or the orangutan. Fu Manchu was an orang that nearly got an entire staff fired because there was a solid week where they would show up to work and the entire orangutan posse would be posted up outside. About a week was how long it took for them to realize that Fu had snagged a wire, hid it in his mouth most of the day, and used.
See, imagine has an ability to build something. Yo, it's gonna build your whole cascade when it's done messing you up. Yeah. They already can use a freaking gun. They can learn how to use a gun. They can learn how to drive. At this point, just wrap it up, humans. Just wrap it up. So, I think our creator's calling us again.
To pick his enclosure lock when no one was looking. And Ken Allen was a hairy Houdini who got out so many times that the zoo had to hire rock climbers to find every possible point of exit. Because they didn't know how he got out, and Ken for sure wasn't about to tell him.
Just
and
escaped.
What did he do with all his freedom? Well, when he wasn't wandering the zoo looking at animals like everyone else, he was pelting rocks at another orang named Otis, because even a 95% vegetarian can make room for beef. The other animal's the red panda. Do your homework on how hard it is to keep this red-faced raccoon in. A quick Google search will tell you that a red panda escape has made the news at least once in 1978, 2005, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2012, 2013, and you know what? Probably more. My favorite was red panda Rusty slipping out the Smithsonian and walking the streets of Washington, D.C. completely unbothered. So yeah, if your job's keeping a ninja panda or a Cheeto-flavored gorilla in check, you're gonna have a bad time. But some animals are a great time to work with, and it's often not the ones you'd expect. Rhinos are legally blind trauma tanks that'll buck up to a butterfly. In a zoo, it's a 2-ton Labrador with the personality of a lapdog. And they put the zoo in zoomies. Turkey vultures are unironically like precocious toddlers that'll follow their favorite keeper around and play games with them. And cheetahs might just be the most people-proof predator of them all. In
fact, I'm gonna tell you something about that, because cheetahs are the most domesticated out of the... Well, they're not big cats because they are feline and they're fast as hell. That's what they're known for, because they are fast. That's it. Like... And also, they can't roar. That's what disqualifies them from being big cats. And they got anxiety. That's why they need emotional support dogs. Hence why.
Much for their own good. Cheetahs get treated like the doormat of the savannah, and their life doesn't become a cakewalk in captivity. Oftentimes, the overgrown house cat is too anxious to even think about making more cheetahs. So, some cheetahs get emotional support dogs. So the dogs are assigned to the cheetahs as cubs, and the idea is they become a bonded pair, with the cheetah seeing Fido as a role model to mirror and take social cues from. It's literal emotional support, because if the introvert cat sees that the dog isn't stressed or pressed, it allows them to chill out, or at least enough to motivate them to multiply without a calculator. And to make it even more wholesome, a lot of zoos like the one in San Diego will use dogs rescued from kill shelters. Definitely one of the top 5 animal friendships. And it's not even the only one in San Diego. This is Zari the zebra, also from the San Diego Zoo. And this...
What?
Yo, what's up with that non-skippable ads? I know y'all want your money, but me, get to the point.
Lego with Ego.
Oh, wait.
Lemonade, pet, insurance. 3 words you've probably never heard used
I don't know
together.
how it feels to be people that receives
bud.
my freaking thingy like so bad.
Is her best friend Sophia. You see, Zari doesn't just live
I don't
there,
trust
she's one of
that.
the ambassadors for the zoo, spreading smiles and awareness. But I'm also guessing you can't really have your ambassador around other zebras, cause let's just say that might not be the best influence. So in comes Sophia, a miniature Mediterranean donkey and Zari's roommate and best friend. To say they're inseparable would be a massive understatement. And while I can't exactly tell you who's influencing who, just know Zari and Sophia give any cheetah dog duo a run for their money. Now, speaking of role models, have you seen this video of a panda struggling to break bamboo? Well,
He's doing that on purpose.
And he's not struggling. The story goes, he was hand-raised by humans his entire life, and while a 250-pound bear might have no problem snapping sticks, a weaker human will.
250,
So apparently
bro.
years of watching his surrogates get humbled by a bamboo somehow taught him that that face is necessary to break it. You can even find videos where he breaks it, starts eating, realizes he forgot to struggle just to witness and continue.
Okay.
Pandas are a lot of things, and apparently good as Simon says is one of them. They're also by far the most expensive animal you'll see in a zoo. Any American zoo that wants a panda will have to pay a small annual leasing fee of up to $1 million. Along with $600,000 for every cub born there.
Nope. That 4,000, 6,000 is going towards 1, my bills, and 2, a new car. I am not doing that with a panda, with a black and white panda. I couldn't watch that from afar, thank you. Nope. I'm all set with that. And what's it gonna do besides eat freaking trees? Nah. It's not that aggressive.
The millions to build their enclosures and the thousands spent feeding them, and the black and white bamboo bear is about 5 times more expensive than second place. And that's literally the biggest thing alive with legs. And best believe they know it. You might never meet a more
it's not even that big.
In 2014, the Chengdu research base set up a live stream so viewers could watch Expecting Mother, these names are killing me, Ai Hin, bring another panda into the world. It was then canceled after it was discovered she had faked her pregnancy. Somehow the same animal that got its brain nerfed by nature figured out that if they can play pregnant even after the hormones wear off, they can finesse preferential treatment. And they're not wrong. Any future mother pandas are moved to a single with AC, they get round-the-clock care and more fruits and bamboo. Quite frankly, I don't blame the bears for working smarter. But it gets even crazier.
That's low-key me.
Did you know pandas can be bougie? Mei Lun and Mei Hun were two pandas born and raised in the Atlanta Zoo, but were sent back to China in 2013. The only problem? They refused to eat any traditional Chinese meals, only American. They were not rocking with the Wawatao. They wanted biscuits and cookies. And pandas aren't even the only ones to pull some stuff like this. Japan's Akone-en was used to feeding their residents aji, or Japanese horse mackerel. But thanks to inflation, they decided to cut costs by switching to a cheaper alternative, Saba. And wouldn't you know, the penguin with king in its name was not about to eat like a peasant, since them pandas refused to substitute. You see, that's the part of zookeeping they don't tell you. All that time spent preparing fish, slaving away while the stench of your profession dents your social life, just for an uppity tuxedo chicken to choose hunger strike. Man, you know they don't get paid enough for that. Literally, the only compromise was mixing the cheap fish with the aji. As you can see, some animals are way more high maintenance than others, but some are too difficult to even exist in zoos. Think about it. Think of all the zoos you've ever been to and try to see if you can come up with any notable absences. Okay, time's up. When's the last time you saw a moose in a zoo? For a lot of y'all, including me, probably never. You've probably seen
how big
bison
is that
and
water
bears,
for him to
bobcats, cougars. Y'all know I can speak on wolves, but no moose. Why? Moose have specific diets, they're built like a tank and of course eat like one, and really you can do everything right. They can still pass tense in a few.
Stop it right now. People need to stop thinking that mooses are just like lap dogs. Mooses can get tall up to 7 foot, like, and they're heavy territorial as hell. Like when they don't want you, they gonna let you know. Yo, when they don't like you, they gonna let you know. They're not to be played with at all. Damn. Don't be playing with freaking 7 foot shack type moose. They don't play.
Years, and apparently feeding an antler warrior that can't even survive a president's term is a bad investment. So are leopard seals. You'll likely never see the Alp of Happy Feet in a zoo. Narwhals can literally die of social anxiety, so they're out. Tarsiers sometimes seppuku themselves in captivity, so that's a no-go. And they say dietary restrictions are why proboscis monkeys are rare in zoos.
That nose
I
is
call
built
bull
different.
shark. It's definitely because schnazi might be the most inappropriate
cool
animal
as
to
hell,
take your
you
kids to see.
Robbie.
And yes, my head's here for a reason. I'm not about to catch an age restriction over an overexposed lipstick dispenser. Or they could just use fake animals, because it's not like that hasn't happened before. In 1987, a zoo in China was exposed for painting a sun bear and presenting it as a panda. That's a sun bear, by the way. In 2018, a zoo in Cairo did the same, except they had a donkey and zebra face. In 2013, and we're back in China, except this controversy was about their resident African lion. There's a lion. Did y'all even try? But by far, my favorite counterfeit
That's a
creature story
freaking
is...
dog.
These
Genius.
dogs are advertised as panda dogs. They're just dogs, okay? According to Chinese state media, the zoo confirmed it dyed the dog's fur to look like pandas to fill in the blank of not having actual pandas.
You know, if I took time out of my day and spent
Dogs
my
don't have the
hard-earned money
ability to
go see a
stand on
panda
2
and
legs
got
for a
this,
couple minutes.
I'd probably go and spend more.
They don't got
Man, got
intimidation
pandas from
like that.
Temu. I can't even be mad. So obviously people are usually happy to see animals at zoos, but you ever wonder how the animals feel? Well, someone did, and a study from Nottingham Trent and Harper Adams University studied over 250 animals in zoos to see how their behaviors changed around human company. Using hours of observation and research, they found that the animal most excited to see people at zoos, and I really hope this is true, were elephants. Elephants showed the most positive reactions to large groups of people, becoming more active, more playful, and overall seeming to have a better time when humans were around.
Now, you see there's a catch to that, right? The elephants are social creatures, but they can hold a grudge. They can hold a grudge. Don't be playing with elephants' anger, bro. Their spin back game is crazy. Like, go look it up. I'm not going to explain. Just go look it up.
The other people happy animals included cheetahs, jaguars, penguins, grizzly bears, polar bears, a cow called a batang, servals, and black-tailed prairie dogs. And on the other side, the animals that seemed to like human company the least were hedgehogs, ostriches, marsupials like kangaroos, ungulates like giraffes and antelopes, and probably most random of all, the tuatara. They have 3 eyes and apparently none of them want to see us. As for the rest, the vast majority of animals had no reaction. The study does raise an interesting question, and that's how the pandemic affected zoo animals. Believe it or not, some animals actually started to miss people. The worldwide panoramic left elephants confused and disappointed, birds like kias and cockatoos missed the attention, and you even had apes like chimps actively looking for missing visitors. And while the shutdown gave us gems like penguins exploring empty aquariums, or a sea lion getting introduced to a tegu, by far the best story to come out was what happened in a Japanese aquarium. You see, the eels in Tokyo Sumida Aquarium were used to people, but the pandemonium turned them back people shy, and those same eels would now hide in the sand whenever a worker or someone would walk past. The problem is, that made it almost impossible to check up on them and keep them healthy. The solution was the aquarium asked people to FaceTime their eels to refamiliarize them with people, like some exposure therapy. There was a legitimate time where you could have gone on a date with an antisocial eel, and the worldwide Panera brought a lot of bad, but this was definitely a bright spot. But now, zoos are back open, so here's some hacks to get the most out of your experience. Animals are going to be most active on cooler, cloudier days, and they usually peak as soon as the doors open. Also, you're going to want to aim for a random weekday, since the less crowded the better. Try it. If you can be there the next overcast 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, I swear you'll see a different zoo. And if you're a cat person, you might want to wear some Calvin Klein. No, seriously, the Klein is a favorite for cats of all kinds, from cheetahs to cougars, from lions to leopards.
Definitely.
In fact, researchers have caught wild jaguars on camera by dousing the trap an obsession for men. So next time you're at the zoo and end up in big cat country, go ahead and spritz some of the Klein and see what happens. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I imagine I'm gonna get a couple comments disappointing to me for not blasting zoos for 15 minutes, that I can't possibly care about animals if I still go to them. Here's my take. I've always said that zoos are capable of a lot of good and a lot of bad, but a lot of them are an invaluable resource for conservation and awareness. And while I agree, there are some species that are just not built for zoos. The majority of them are there because they literally would be worse off in the wild. Przewalski's horse was basically halfway down the grave, but it was the work of zoos that helped bring them back from the brink. Same thing with the California condor, and about a dozen more. And spare a thought for zookeepers. They're overworked, underpaid, usually overqualified, and like I said, the smell isn't just something they leave at the office. Not all zoos are created equal, and it's at best lazy, and at worst almost dangerous to put them all in the same boat. But I'ma stop yapping. Drink water, hug your mother, support your local zoo, just make sure it's accredited. Matter of fact, give a zookeeper a hug. Who knows how much they need it? And I'ma see y'all in the next one.
Alright, chat. That was the end of the video. So I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all subscribe. Please do subscribe. Like the video. Watch it. Cause YouTube is really on their stuff today. So please. And I don't want them taking away subscribers because